brought to you by CFU, the power of service.
Welcome back to Panther Sports Talk. UNI has a big opponent here back in home this Saturday at 4 o'clock against South Dakota, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. But I really want to talk about the trenches, the O-line and the D-line, and just evaluate where we are, this deep into the season on both sides of the football in the trenches, Coach.
I think we're good in both trenches and both line of scrimmage. I think we're good. I think we're very good. I think that we're very thin in those two areas as well. So we are very good with the front line that we're playing with right now, but we also have to be concerned that as we progress and deeper into the season, what will that look like because of the wear and tear, because we're not deep there.
And depth is very important. Also the coaching, and let's talk about your coaches, both on the offensive and defensive side of the football, leading those units. Well,
you just look at it. I know that Ryan Clanton and Brandon Keith are doing a great job with that front line, and of course Bryce Pop and JJ and DJ are with the front seven on defense. So it's a team deal, and where you leak one place, something's causing a leak, and you got to secure the leak when you're in this. I call them leaks when they're starting to make some yards on you. And if you leak, it needs to be fixed, and it's to no one's air all the time. Sometimes it's a schematic leak, but sometimes it's a personnel leak, and sometimes it's an injury leak because you got a guy that got hurt that can't play with that shoulder, and you got to make those adjustments as you go through a game.
Talk about Tim Butcher. How did he get to UNI, and why were you glad that you've gotten the development out of him and the production out of him?
Well, here's the deal out of Butch, and this is a unique story because we picked up Tim out of Iowa Central, and he came in here really as when we first took him, it was probably just to get us through a season. We needed some more depth in there, and he came in the door as a good football player, but there were guys that were ahead of him on our team, but he was our go-to guy. So he played like that, but being that we had him for the extra year and the development that he's made, he's a factor. He's a difference in a football game this year. I mean, he is legitimately a difference. You have Brinkman and him inside, and when you can mention a guy with the name Brinkman side by side, that's a great compliment to Butch, and those two are playing outstanding football.
And what does that bring leadership for the younger guys to have Brinkman and Butcher just at the highest of levels? That has to pay dividends. Well, we'll see the ripple effect in the future.
Yeah, you would think. And if you did the interview with Butch, I mean, you got Brinkman who's pretty quiet and straightforward and pretty solid about everything. But you got Butcher, just a personality. I mean, that guy's got just the caveman energy, the whole thing going for him. And that's what makes him special, is his personality added to his abilities.
Here's that story from Panther Sports Talk's Brad Wells on Tim Butcher and what he means to that UNI defense.